here like girlfriends, okay? All right, we just hanging out, we talking real talk about how we got to do what we got to do. A lot of times in life and in the community, some people say nobody wants to share the information, right? And you want to be able to ask questions to people. If you could talk to someone who got their, stuff on a store shelf. I think in my class earlier today, someone had a question about that. Like, how do you get yourself in the store? How do you do things like that? Well, she did it. And she's here to be able to tell us how she did it. Okay, and what you need to do, the type of mindsets, the way you need to be set up and everything like that. So pay attention and listen, because y'all be in the group talking about nobody want to share, nobody want to tell nothing. Look, here she is, and here is Miss A.V. Perkins coming all the way from New York. Okay. She's coming all the way from New York, and she literally, her company is A.V. Does What? Now, I'm going to let her tell you why she named that, but I really named her company that, but it's real, it applies to us as crafters, because a lot of times we like to do different things and what have you like that, and we feel some type of way, and people make us feel some type of way because we like to do different things. Well, she turned that into a whole full-fledged business, okay? So she's going to let you know that you're normal and you're fabulous, okay? So let's get started. And last but not least, Mary. I guess we need to talk about her being that it is her group, okay? So we've got Mary up here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about why she started Black Girls Craft, what it means to her, and maybe a little bit about what her vision is going to be in the future for us and how all of us can participate in that vision. Does that sound good? Yeah. Excellent. So, awesome, right? So what I like to do, since over here to my right is Miss Lamika Austin, Capital Chick Design. She said, why you gotta do that? Okay, why you gotta do that? But I would love to start with her. She's like this. She's here on behalf of herself, but also with Michael's. I'm really personally proud. Y'all have heard me. If you watch me on live, I'm conditioning y'all. So that when you hear the word Capital Chick, you say, oh, let me go buy it. It's just like conditioned in your brain, okay? Because like she said, she's the first African American to be on the shelves of Michael. Do you guys know how big that is? That's a boss move. Right? Okay, that's a boss move, y'all. And don't take that lightly. That's not for play. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. I've known her online. This is the first time I've met her in person, right? But we've known each other online for what, about?
It's been a couple of years.
Yeah, right. And right. And we both kind of started out in the planner community, and I'm transparent, I will tell you. Look, we both started out in the planner community, right? And she has bought stuff from me and what have you, right? But here's the thing. I did planners, I made planners, I did all these kind of things, incredible stuff, I have to say so myself. You know when you go back in your timeline and you be like, dang, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so anyway, I digress. So, the thing is, I stopped due to adversity and other stuff. I'm transparent, I don't mind saying it. I had some life changes that I allowed, because it's a choice, for me to, it made me back up, okay, from what I was doing, what my purpose was, because guess what? I'm right back doing what I stopped doing back then. So we'll talk about that in my class later. But anyway, she didn't stop. And she's in Michael. And I'm proud of her. I'm not mad at it. I applaud her, and I'm like gonna be the first one to go buy her stuff, because I'm like super proud of her. So tell me what you did, where did you start, and why did you start Capital Chick Designs?
Okay, can y'all hear me? Okay. I started out as pink bow ties. There are some people in here.
Yes!
They were shopping with me since I was pink bow ties, and I started with making just stamps because I like the color with Copic markers, and I got tired of making the images to look like a black girl. She is normally white, and I just made her skin brown, but that's not my features as an African American. So I started off making stamps, And my stamps looked like black people, and you could color them, and you knew that they were a black person. And that was back in 2014 I was doing that. One of my girlfriends told me, she said, you should take your images and make some stickers. Sorry. She said you should take your images and make black girl stickers for the planner community for black girls, because there's nobody else doing it. And the first thing I told her was, no. I always say no because I don't like people to make me feel like I'm being pressured to say yes. So I always tell people no. And then I thought about, I was like, you know what? Nah, forget it. What could it hurt? I'll make one image and see what it does. I was in another group, and in that group I asked the ladies, what did they think about it? They were like, oh my God, yes, yes, yes. And I was like, okay, we might be able to do a little something here. And before you knew it, I just started making all these black girl images, and they look like us, and they're fat and cute. I mean, I'm a fat girl, so that's what I call, you know? But they're women of all sizes. Black women, we come in a range of colors. My stickers, they're a range of colors. Our hairs are different. Everything, that's what I create. And I created my stickers so that when I open up a boring planner, which is ugly, before you put a sticker in it, and you can at least put your sticker down, you'd be like, my planner popping today. Yeah. Okay, my planner is cute right now. And so that's basically what happened. And then I went to an event, a conference, last year in Vegas that I almost did not attend for personal reasons. And I did the whole Make Michaels challenge. Well, I guess it's not a challenge, but I entered at the last minute. I didn't even know I was going to do it. I was unprepared. Everything, even when I went on stage, people had notes. I didn't have any notes. I didn't have anything. I just said, you're going to get this black girl magic today. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what I gave them. I just spoke from my heart.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I don't know if y'all caught all them gems she threw at y'all.
Just now.
Did y'all catch all that? All right, the first thing she said was that she said, I didn't see anything that looked like me.
Right.
So she decided to do it. Let me show you how it links. Mary started this group because she didn't see a group that looked like us.
Right.
Make sense? AV got a story about that too. Okay, so that's the first gem she dropped. She saw a need in the marketplace and she said, why not? She said no at first, but then she turned around and said yes. Then also she jumped into a competition that she didn't even think about. So you didn't need all the moon and the stars to align before you took a chance and jumped, right?
No, I just did it.
I just did it. Y'all be wanting everything to be lined up, all the websites and everything be perfect before y'all make a change or a jump, right? Yeah, you don't have to do that to them.
You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect to just do it. Just like Nike say, just do it, like that's what you have to do. You just do it. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. I do stuff and sometimes it doesn't click with people, sometimes it does. It's just gonna be a loss and it's just what it is. But if you just do it, you know. Don't wait for something to be perfect, because if you wait for it to be perfect, it'll never happen.
Exactly. So, y'all got that? Y'all got that? Now let's turn over here to Miss AV. AV does what? Can you please explain what that means? Like, that's her name of her company. AV does what? It's different, it's unique, and it explains herself. So, or what she does. So, AV, where did that come from?
Okay, hey y'all. I'll explain where AV does what, like the name came from. I live in New York, and you know the rent is just too damn high, and everyone has multiple jobs, multiple streams of income. So I've always been a freelancer. My background is in film and television, props and set decorating. So when you're freelancing, an independent contractor, you always have different jobs, different gigs, and then you have your multiple side hustles because New York, right? Oh, so you came right on time when I was talking about New York being expensive to live in. So having multiple streams of income or striving to do that, people would always ask me, Avi, what don't you do? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess let's like kind of like find out. But I started off as a blogger, but I didn't get into it, like I'm like an accidental influencer. I think sometimes people, they say, oh, I'm a blogger, I'm an influencer. Like saying that now, today, you already have your business plan set out, or you're gonna go to her class later on and learn how to, plug. Or go to her class later on to learn the business side of, creating and crafting. I was just like, I don't know, I had life experiences happen to me. My father had passed away. And I did some traveling, like it was really like an eat, pray, love, and I know sis. So I had like a whole eat, pray, love kind of moment, and I did some stuff, came back, and I was like, I need to kind of like fuel all of my, like the energy that I had, the grieving that I was going through, so I decided to start crafting. When I was doing that, I would post it on social media, and people would just start doing it. Like they were like, oh, Avi, I tried this out and it worked out good. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But I'm really kind of like doing it so I don't go crazy. And what happened? Brands started reaching out. So it was like, okay, that's cool. So you want to give me money. Okay, so this is a job now. Okay, I can get jiggy with this.
Right.
So when I was younger, I wanted to be an actress. I always had like, this personality that I had. And I worked behind the scenes, but doing the stuff like influencing, it led me more into hosting, more into TV. I was able to be on HGTV's Flea Market Flip because I love thrifting. That's my craft of choice. Upcycling and thrifting. Usually I just, whatever I get my hands on, I'll craft and make, but that's like my square. Like I love finding stuff on the street in New York, just cruising around on the subway because we don't have cars there. And picking up furniture, bringing it back to the house, cleaning it up, fixing it up, and putting it out there. And that opportunity, like just doing that and posting about it, led me to do Flea Market Flip. Also, just putting myself out there, and I think that's something that we kind of get shy about. Sometimes we feel like we're spamming people, even though they're our friends. And I'm in the craft group, so it's like, what happens when so-and-so, my cousin is not buying my t-shirt, or, or whatever I'm doing, but it's like, you don't have enough friends and family to be wealthy, period. Like, it doesn't matter how many you have, you don't have enough. So you have to learn how to market to other folks and put yourself out there because people will bring opportunities to you when they see that you're consistent. Like I was always like, I didn't look for Flea Market Flip. Someone slid in my DMs, they're like, oh, I saw this and I think you would be good for it. And then another person slid, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna apply. And then that's what happened, and that's how I got it. And other like media opportunities, that's happened that way as well, because they're just like, Avi, she crafts, and yeah, we're gonna just send anything we see like to her. But I think putting yourself out there is, the universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in, will reward you. Like I believe God rewards me for putting myself out there, being fearless.
So let me ask you a question, Avi. A couple of things that she said. She started this journey, it was unintentional. It was because you needed something for therapy. Crafting is therapy. It is heart and soul work. Isn't that what I always said? And now look at what's before you based on it. And through crafting, you find yourself, right? And you find your passion and your purposes, right? And another thing I noticed about what you said is that people, you were doing something, you weren't trying to do it. It wasn't like something that, oh, let me make this t-shirt because I saw her t-shirt got 100 likes, so let me just go and make it so I can get some of them going. No, it came from an authentic place. Is that correct?
Yes.
An authentic place. And by doing that and then putting yourself just out there, it came back to you authentically. Mm-hmm. And then you were able to see what you were good at and find your passion, your purpose, correct?
Yes. Also, with being authentic is very important because like DIY blogging, it doesn't look like this room here. Okay? It looks very much the opposite. And everyone, like, I love Martha Stewart, but everyone tries to go in that kind of lane. Everyone has the same filters. Everyone has the same, kind of like shiplap, look. Shiplap is cool, but I live in New York. We don't do that, so I decided to be authentic to myself. I love hip hop. I do tell people that if Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg had a child, it would be me, and that's different from what DIY looks like generally. So I said, well, this is how I speak, this is how I am, and I'm gonna just kind of like love it or love it.
I like that. I like that. Love it or love it. Either you're gonna like it or you're not. And if you don't, it's okay. It didn't make her stop. But you're gonna love it. Like, you gonna love it. You know, so I love that. Authentic. Just be yourself. Just do you. Don't try to be anybody else. Everybody else is taken. You know, don't try to be anybody else. Do you. Okay, I love that. So Mary, going over here to you. So a long time ago, 2015, you started to craft, right? And you decided that you were in some other groups, and those other groups weren't really reflective of you and other things that you like to do in your culture. And I think you told me one time that you would see where people would post things that were cultural in those type of groups, and they weren't well received, right? Right, you probably experienced that too.
Oh yeah, because I posted something that the guy with Lil Wayne, Birdman, he had said something. It was, I forgot what it was. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Birdman had said something, and I posted a t-shirt that I made from what he said. I mean, I just put it up there, and I posted it in a group, and the women didn't understand it, but we understood it.
Right.
Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name.
I have an embroidery of that, so yes, the respect will be given.
Yeah. So what I'm just saying is that's what you decided to do. You were in a group like that, and then you decided, hey, let me just start a group to meet some other people like me, and now here we are. Tell me a little bit about, or tell them a little bit about that journey.
So I started this group back in 2015 out of the need for, I've always been a crafter. Well, I can't even say that. I've always been a crafter. But I started this group because I was in all the major craft groups. Some of our sponsors that are here, and I love them to death. But I saw that there was a need for diversity. If I would post something that is culturally, I can post a Black Lives Matter shirt and it's getting reported. So I knew that there needs to be a safe space for all crafters, not just women, but I'm a woman, so Black Lives Matter. But a safe space for all crafters. And so that's how this group was born. And then I also realized, so I won't be long-winded.
Like it is your group. So,
but years ago when I was in college, I worked in the human service field. And I started sewing at 7, 8. My grandmother and my aunt taught me. I started crocheting around that time too, because it's something that my grandmother and my aunt taught me. So I'll say this and I'll get on with my story. But these skills these are skills that should be passed on, and I feel like they're getting lost. So these are skills that should be passed on to our kids. So everybody who has brought their child here, I think it's just so amazing because they get to, I want you guys to pass on skills to your kids that's able to be passed on. You know, we have all these we have Gucci and Chanel. Let's teach our kids to make their own brands and brand themselves. So that's how this group came about, and that's kind of where my vision is. And to see all you guys out here, I'm not gonna cry because I already had my makeup fixed twice. But you guys are a part of this vision and this movement, and we have major players in this room that's gonna help us get to where we should be. So back to my original story. I used to work in human services, and when I was in college, there were some bad kids. People will come in though and teach them how to sew and knit, and the calmness on their face. They didn't need a pill because they were crocheting. And the excitement and just the calmness that came over them, it's just unimaginable. So imagine, and somebody, I can't remember who, so I apologize. Somebody up here talked about, it might have been you, I'm big on the craft of coping. We can utilize, like, sorry. Woo, okay, but I'm big on the craft of coping. Like, I had a real hard childhood, but it was sewing and crocheting and knitting that got me through. When I got in college, it was scrapbooking that got me through. And I don't know, I just feel like it's something, I want to bring this back. I want to bring it back for like a magnitude of reasons, and I'll keep you up here talking all day if I go through that list. But a lot of it is, again, crafting is a stress reliever. Crafting, we are all born creative. It's just a matter of that trigger, like what triggers you to do something. And so that's why I'm glad that Michaels is here. I'm glad that Cricket is here. I'm glad that you all are here. But this was really important for me to be able to create a platform that makes it okay to craft. Like, crafting is cool. I say all the time, we have people in our group who, young girls, I'm old, but young girls who crochet bikinis. And they get like thousands of likes. So crocheting is cool, y'all. I see all y'all paper crafting stuff, like the paper crafting class. Like, you guys, like, she did such an amazing job. So, I don't want to talk to you. Okay. I'm gonna get this back to Karen because I'm about to cry.
She did good, didn't she, y'all? She did good. This means she's very, very, very full. So you guys have made her whole life right about now. This is like one of the largest, this is the biggest day of her, like, personal and career for, outside of her job. Because Mary has a full-time job, and she was able to help, pull this off, right? Amazing. So yeah, I think all of us up here, AV, myself, Lamika, I think all of us understand what you're doing, and what you have done in the platform. These ladies have come up to me and you, and they're just like, breathless.
Let me tell you something. Every time, I know I don't have a mic, I know, please, no mic. Every time I went on Facebook and saw people checked in at the airport and you guys are with your girlfriends, I wanted this to be a space where, because crafting is not like cool, but we're gonna make it cool, right? But I wanted this to be a space where even if you're coming alone, you're gonna be meeting crafting partners. You're going to be meeting people who knit, and now, you're going to meet other people who sew, people who make waist beads, people who, all these amazing, amazing things, and you're making connections.
That's right, connections.
And with that, like, because I really want us to be like the next Black Wall Street. I mean, because we can. We have like all this amazingness in this room. Your kids, like, we can. There's just so much stuff that we can do to empower our community and showcase our talents. And that's the thing. Like, I thought I was a crafter until you ladies joined the group, and I saw y'all stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm not having to post my stuff. But
because we gotta get them to their next
I know, we gotta get y'all
so
to
we gotta
that.
get them to that. And then Lamika has a few things that she has to say, on behalf of herself and of Michael. But AV, is there any parting words that you'd like to instill in these ladies, some gems that you want to leave with them right quick?
Okay, what do I want to impart on y'all? Just do it, like Nike. Like, don't kind of you hold yourself back and you overthink it, don't overthink it, just do it, because no matter how much you think it's gonna align, you're still gonna make mistakes, and you have to work through your mistakes. Like, that is where the promise is when you work through your mistakes. Okay, so those are my parting words. But we have a craft challenge after your next class, like 4:30, and we're gonna have signups.
Yes, we have signups.
We have signups, and there's gonna be a prize. It's gonna be like America's Next Top Model, and I'm hosting it. And I've been waiting my whole life to say I have 2 in my hand. Please, I'm gonna go find that piece of paper so I can say I can have the 2 in my hand. But yeah, you guys will enter. And you guys will all come and watch. But please, what is going on?
I know, right?
Okay.
Keep going.
And we are gonna have fun. It's gonna be live crafting, like
On the stage.
on the stage. So, you know, you guys have been posting your pictures all year long, so it's time to show and prove, y'all. Okay, all right.
Thank you, baby.
Yes.
Thank you. Lamika, what kind of gems are you gonna leave with them? I know you got some more to tell them, but what else you gonna leave with them?
I guess I would say, if you're good at something, focus on whatever it is that you're really, really good at, and master whatever it is that you're good at. Because for me, it was coloring with Copics. I am Copic certified. I can go out and teach classes if I want to. I don't have time to, but it is something that I started doing, and I just kept doing it over and over. Even when my coloring was ugly, my friends were still hyping me up, talking about, girl, that's cute. They know it was ugly, but that's okay. That's what your friends are there for. They're supposed to hype you up until you get to the level that you're at. And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it until I got really good at it. So I say, if you're really good at something, focus on that one thing, master it, so that you're the best of whatever it is that you do. You know, like how I do stickers. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I love it. I need to piggyback on what she just said, because I don't know if y'all caught it. Another gem she dropped. I don't know if y'all caught that stuff. Y'all, listen, what she said, I know it was ugly, but your friends hype you up until you get it right.